Hi and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to have a look at the new leap function in Kontakt 8, and this is the new Kontakt 8, which obviously looks very similar to Kontakt 7, except you've got things like combined presets are enhanced with tools that transform your playing in inspiring ways. You've got tools, so you've got the new chords, patterns and phrases. You've got leap. So this is the Kontakt player, and when you get Kontakt player you get Lo-Fi Vibes free, and Progressive Trance is the one that I got with Complete 15 Select Electronic Pack. And then you've got your loops, so that's all my expansion packs for machine and your one-shots as well. So I'm going to have a look at the Progressive Trance Leap pack, and unfortunately you only get 10 presets, which is fairly rubbish considering they are 17 quid. These are not exactly great value for money in my humble opinion. The good thing is that you can actually create your own kits as well, so you can create kits, your own kits out of machine expansion packs apparently. So I'll just go through some of the presets. They're quite long. I'm going to use the molecular kit because I quite like this one. So double click it to load it. I'm going to change my view so that I get everything in. There we go. That's better. So if you've ever used Arcade, this will look very, very familiar indeed. So for each preset you get 16 samples. So that is 10 kits at 16 samples. So that's only 160 samples you're getting for 17 quid. If you look at it that way. If you've ever used Outputs Arcade, you know how this is going to work. You've got 16 samples. Now, the first problem is that I've got an S49 Mark II. Now, that won't work in the standalone version of Kontakt 8. I have to use Complete Control. So, just in case you're going to try and use this within a standalone Kontakt 8, you can't use an S49 Mark II. So, that's the first problem. The second problem is, so that's C3. Right, and that's C5, but I can't get to the 16th preset on an S49. Well, who designed this then? So I mean, I've never had an 88 key controller or a 61 key controller. I mean, not that many people do. I mean, maybe people have 61s, but very few people are going to have an 88 key complete controller because they're about $1,000 or something. So I've got to go up an octave on the S49 to actually get this last sample in. So that's just bonkers. So that's now C2 on my keyboard. And that's C4. I mean, not that it really matters, but it's a bit of a design flaw in my humble opinion. So anyway, so that's problem number one. Problem number two is that the volumes are always all over the place on this. So let's say that's kind of like a bass, which is a bit low. Drums are a bit loud. That's just ridiculously loud. I mean, they're quite alright, I suppose. That's too loud. That could be a bit louder, considering once you hear something else on top of it. It's the usual problem. It's the same in Arcade as well, so you kind of have to faff around with those. It took me a while to find the volume. Anyway, I'll show you that later on. So I'll quickly go over how this works, but like I said, if you've used arcade, you kind of know. The black keys are your modifiers, and the white keys are your samples. So, like I said, this is kind of bass, kind of kick. And it kind of works the same way as arcade, where normally all the bass sounds and the kind of drum kits were up the C3 end, and then the kind of other effects and stuff were up the C5 end. So they've kind of stuck to the same pattern, and the kind of melodies were in the middle. So your blue keys are your samples, and the green keys, the black keys, which are green lights on the keyboard, are the modifiers. So right, I'll play that, and then I'll use the modifiers. So that's double speed, half time, the now infamous gated, repeater, and slicer, octave up, octave down, transient stretch, another slicer, and another repeater, and then another. So these default to pretty much the same on every preset, but you can go in and change these. So you've got play mode, which is what we're in now. The kind of advantage over arcade is that you've got all these macro controls on the complete keyboard, which is pretty cool. So and these will kind of change. I was using this for about half an hour before I realised there was actually presets for the macros. So you can actually go in and pick a different preset if you want. I quite like this one because it has phases on it and ROM, and they are pretty good. So I'm going to leave this as is, but I'll maybe show you these macros later on. So you've got play mode, you've got edit mode, which is the sample, and you can go in and change all these. So you've got classic, melody, or beats. So you've got different modes there. So I'm sticking to melody, and then you've got the send effects. So you've got a master send effect, and then you've got the perform effects. Here is where you can go and change these around. So for instance, you've got 2 double times. Now, why would I want 2 double times? So you can switch that off if you want. For some reason, you can't change those ones, but you can change these ones. So these are your ones that you can change. So so this is the transpose set. So for instance, we could change that to the beat masher, the gator, or I mean, you could change that to, so you could basically just have gators on all of them. You've got reverse grain as well, but for some reason, I don't know why, you can't change these ones. You can just switch them off and on, but that doesn't really seem sensible. Why would you want 2 of those? I don't get it. Anyway. So you can change the gator, add some noise, you can make it wet, and you can change the shape and stutter. So you've got quite a lot of control over the actual perform effects, and you can go back and edit the samples, and you've got tuning, tonality, BPM, speed, and all these sort of things. You can also hold and latch and choke. So you've also got group mode and then single mode as well. So if I selected, say, if I can find a, say, kind of piano-y sound, there's a little keyboard. If you go underneath here, you see there's a little keyboard. So you can click that, and I can play this right across the keyboard. Obviously it doesn't really work on that particular preset. Well, it kind of does. And then you can just go back to group. So for instance, we'll try that one. So that's probably better. The volume was the problem that I had. So if you want to adjust the volume, the kind of quickest way to do it is to actually take the volume of that down. You click in this bit, and then you go to sound, and then there's the volume there. I mean, could they make it any more awkward? Because like I said, you do have to adjust the volume quite a lot on these. So for instance, that could be doing. So if you can go through them, once you've selected this, you can just go through them and adjust them all. So we could bump up kind of the bass ones. So we could take that down, take the brass down, take these ones down. Those are okay. That's way too loud. That is just ridiculously loud. Drums are a bit loud. So that's basically it. And what I would do is I would then save this, because these are not going to stay like that. If I change preset, all these volumes would go back to the standard. So you kind of better off saving these. So you could save as another version of this kit. So we could save this to DTC molecular. Okay, so there we go. That is kind of how you do it. And let's say it took me ages to figure out where the hell this was. And we'll just have a play around with this and see what we can come up with. Right, that's better. So once you've got something kind of going that you like, we can start mucking about with the macros. So you could phase this up. You do need kind of 3 hands for this. Bring the ROM up and a bit of delay. Bring choral up. And we can mix the cutoff. You get the idea. So that is kind of how it works. And the Elite player is free, but obviously you need to buy some packs, and you do get, like I said, the Lo-Fi pack with it as well. So Lo-Fi Vibes, and we'll just. This is the one that you get with it, so that you've got something to use. Right, we'll have daylight. Oh, that's quite nice. So you can see there's a whole different set of macros. So we've got Lo-Fi, surprise, surprise. So we've got Byte still, we've got Freak, and Rotator. So that's kind of screwed that up a bit. Let's take Freak off. Let's watch put a bit of delay and reverb and a bit of charger. Right, let's try another kit. Oh, Noire Kit. That's probably quite nice. Oh, we've got some water. Oh. Have we got any pianos? Alright. Guitar. Right, here we go. Bit of piano. Oh yeah, that's quite cool. What I was going to show you was the other presets. So if we could select another preset, so we'll go to low fidelity and just see what. So yeah, that's it. You could get a complete set of new macros. So it says Daft. Not quite sure what that is. And then we've got Tape, Don't Touch, and Mo-Fi. Bit of double bass. Can't remember where the guitar was. Oh, here we go. So yeah, and we've got a bit of spaced out. Put a bit of delay and reverb. It's Jazz Club. It's a fast show jazz club. I do actually quite like that. This is probably better than the trance one. Oh. Bit of vocal. Try some of the other ones now. Right, let's try a bit of Onyx, and then we'll try another macro, and we'll try retro colors. Right. Right, so the pianos are kind of round about the usual kind of C, well that would be C3. At least the volumes are a wee bit better on this one. Oh, here we go. Right, all we've got a bit of vinyl crackle. So that's it, the effects are normally always up the C5 bit. We've got a kind of rather poor vocal. Oh, a bit of wah. So yeah, the guitars are... So we've got noise, wow flutter, get a bit of ROM on, take the tone down, yeah, I think this is actually better than the trance one. So yeah, so that's a quick look at the Leap player and the 3 kits that you get with it, and also the kit that you get with complete 15 select electronic. So anyway, so thanks for watching, and as usual, if you are enjoying these videos, please like, subscribe, share and comment, and I will see you in the next one.